Bowl. Let's close out the weekend with what should be a good one on Monday Night Primetime between the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks. Welcome, everybody. Kate Scott joined in the booth by Brock Heward. And in a minute, partner, we are going to kick off, and it'll be a moment both teams have fought for all season. A chance to win the conference title, and more importantly, punch that ticket to the Super Bowl.
There is so much. You can just feel it in this building. There is so much pomp and circumstance that comes with this game. And winning the conference title is a major achievement for a franchise, no question. But you and I both know this, Kate. This isn't the trophy they've spent all season thinking about. It's not the ultimate prize, but it is just a step on the way to what they've been focused on all season long. Only one of these two teams is going to take that step and get that shot for the biggest trophy of them all in this league, that Lombardi Trophy.
A date on Super Bowl Sunday awaits one of these teams as we begin the NFC Championship game. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
This is one of those fine lines as you take the field as a quarterback. You know that your play is going to be so important to find a way to win. It always is in postseason football, but you can't put too much pressure on yourself. You got to go out there, you got to cut it loose, and most importantly, you got to lead your men.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Mahomes. He's got London left side. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
It's what these quarterbacks are having to do more often now than ever before in football. Show off a little mobility, get outside the pocket, and find that open man.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
First down now, ball at the 33. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Catch made, Tyrone Tracy. He's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Off play action, it's Mahomes. Able to find Strange here. Going to defender, we've got foot race. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first. Now the completion rate is strong, partner. The yards, you got to imagine, will start to come soon enough.
You never go broke taking a profit, and you know this one too, Kate. The crumbs always lead to...
Oh, the cookie. Now I'm hungry. Here's Tracy on first down. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Tackled there by Jerome Baker.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And pass caught by Strange. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Tracy. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Andrew Nakuba attacking to make that stop.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
This one nearly moves the chains, but he stopped just shy of that marker. 6-yard pickup brings up 3rd down.
Some offenses, well, they prefer to go run in that RPO situation. It's a safer call, a little more conservative. But in this case, it gets him just as many yards as a short completion would have.
Here's Mahomes on the sneak. And he's going to be touched down as he gets him enough to pick up the first down. Love the way they decided to keep the drive moving, Brock, pounding it forward, sending an early tone on this opening drive.
It sure does, both physically and then mentally as well, because you know and I know, successful run often leads to great play-action pass.
Motioning left is their running back. Good reaction to the RPO. They're going to get to him behind the line.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
All right, here we go. Second down. To the air, Mahomes. He gets this one to Strange. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
Third and short. Here's Mahomes. Cut for big yards on the right side. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. And man, did he make an impact play.
Now Mahomes will hang on to it. And they take it across the goal line. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks finish up an excellent opening series. Patrick Mahomes, the touchdown. Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Seahawks will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. They're going to begin from the 36 as he's brought down. So here come the Cowboys for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
This is one of those fine lines as you take the field as a quarterback. You know that your play is going to be so important to find a way to win. It always is in postseason football. But you can't put too much pressure on yourself. You got to go out there, you got to cut it loose, and most importantly, you got to lead your men.
Short pass brought in, and he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Second down now, they need 7.
Here we go.
They'll run it with Travion Henderson. Get some space around midfield, and he's going to be driven out of bounds. The gain gets this down inside the 35. A 28-yard pickup there. And that's good for a Dallas first down.
Well, I can assure you of one thing. That carry just brought some extra work in the opening quarter. You couldn't script that run any better.
First down now, ball at the 33. And first carry now, Brashon Smith. He has it to the 23-yard line as he's brought down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
You want to drain some of the excitement, some of the noise from a home stadium? It's exactly how you do it when you go on the road. Run it right down their throat from the jump.
Offense is set. First and 10. Stroud from the pistol. Taken in by Williams outright. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. Now a pause for an injury, hopefully nothing serious because it is receiver Jamison Williams who's being attended to. Might be able to start their game with a score here, Brock. This is first and goal.
Stop. 118.
From the red zone now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Looking quickly here. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend.
Second down and goal.
Setting up, second and goal.
Tony. Pound the line. 19 Texas.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Locates Adonai Mitchell. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
A gain of 8 yards. It's now 3rd and goal.
Now Stroud on 3rd and goal. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Well, they connected on 3 straight before that throw, Brock. Might not be perfect anymore on this drive, but they are still moving it well.
And I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series. He's the one driving it. They were able to answer a score with a score, maybe not to tie the game, but to certainly turn some of the momentum.
The Cowboys all ready for the kickoff, and here we go once again. Return starts from the goal line. He dodged the tackle, and that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. So Mike McDonald's getting his Seahawk offense out for another drive. Now trying to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Seattle getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10. Let's start on the ground here. Tracy. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. And really create some indecision now defensively.
Looks like a designed run here from Mahomes. He's close, but he is stout before he can get to that 1st down. Picks up 4.
You know, gains that seem a little tougher to get against the front, gosh, this QB just makes routine. Such effortless running to pick up a handful on that designed run.
And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. This one goes for 3 yards. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
They go right back to Tracy. Got him a good handful there as it brings up 2nd down.
A humble 5-6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
It's Tracy on 2nd down. And that was an incredible effort just to make it back to the line.
He was taken down behind the first pass. A loss of 1. It's now 3rd down and 6.
They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. We're 1 quarter into deciding who's going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. 7-3 is our score. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. About set for the 2nd quarter. Seahawks football here. They're looking at 3rd and 6 here. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. Hits his running back. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that gives the Seahawks the 1st.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Staying between the tackles with Tracy. I wasn't a fan of what was ahead there, Brock, but the bounce outside doesn't fare any better. He gets a lone yard at 2nd down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Hits him on the out route. A solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Mahomes here from the gun on third down. This connects with Higgins. And he's able to get this down to the 36. So a new set of downs. Here we go. 1st and 10.
Another Seahawks. First down. 1st and 10 at the 36.
From the gun, it's Tracy. Let's attack. He's still going. Solid run in here. That's 9 yards as he brings up 2nd down.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Here's Tracy once more. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. It's a gain of 4 there. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
They'll run here on 1st down. He's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be 2nd down.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play that just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer, find the lane quicker. The defender maybe a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. They fake the handoff. Now Mahomes. Jump off, caught by his back. And this one does not go far.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
3rd down, it's Mahomes. Setting up the screen. And they are on him short of that 1st down. They responded quickly to that throw. That brings up 4th down.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
They'll go, it's Tracy. And this isn't going anywhere good. He's caught well behind that line of scrimmage, and they're going to be sent off after the turnover on downs.
It's a turnover on downs.
These 4th down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it. And now they get themselves off the field.
Here we go. 18. What's up? Out.
Stride to throw on 1st down. Taken in by Mitchell, right side. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Mitchell. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Shotgun now, 1st round. He gets it again to Mitchell. And they're going to force him out just before he can get to the 35. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be good for Dallas 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
And he's out of bounds just past, looks like the 40-yard line. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Sticking with Henderson. He's going to be held up after gaining 2, so a little shy of that marker. 3rd down coming up.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
A gain of 3 yards.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. And you keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, Stroud. On the move, headed right. Quite a defensive battle, Brock, that we have got so far as we've reached our 2-minute warning. More from Sunday Night Primetime on the other side. Second and long, need to give themselves a shot for third.
Here we go.
To the air, Stroud. Completes a DK Metcalf. And nothing doing after the catch, but a good gain on it. They're down to the 35. All right, timeout on the field here. We've got an injured player. And yeah, you can recognize him quickly. That is DK Metcalf, who's shaken up. All right, 2 yards to go here on third down on what will be the 9th play of this impressive drive. Henderson here from the gun. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You love a huddle. Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Staying on the ground here with Henderson. And their next snap is going to come from the red zone, Brock. He's down to that 17-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Dallas first down. Right up the gut. He surges ahead for 5. Make it 2nd down.
You know, Kate, it's plays like that. It's just kind of the meat and potatoes. Not going to make any highlight reel, but just the positive, efficient plays on the ground. You need to keep plays and drives alive.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Stroud. This one's caught. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. To the line. Here's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Stroud. Complete beyond the marker. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal. Final timeout taken by the Cowboys. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal.
Here we go.
Henderson will not get past the line. He's held up at 4. Well, Cowboys have to get moving here. Clock's still running. Throwing is Stroud. He rolls to his right. To the end zone, but incomplete. That play is going to force 3rd and goal.
Here we go. Let's go.
Back to throw, Stroud. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal. And that throw doesn't lead to 6. And now it's decision time on 4th and goal. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that cuts the lead back down to a lower point.
That's tremendous execution right there. Really using every bit of time they had left in a methodical drive, paying off with points. And remember, they'll get the ball to start the 2nd half as well.
Return starts from the goal line. This makes it up to the 25.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down.
My side. My side.
There's Mahomes on a designed run. So less than a field goal separating these teams after our first 2 quarters. As we throw to Scott Hansen with our halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. 2 more quarters to play here, and the Super Bowl matchup will be set. Let's take a look at what happened earlier this afternoon. Our spin around the NFL starts now. It begins in Vegas. The Raiders at home to take on the Tennessee Titans. And it's Alvin Kamara. He's going to get in from 6 yards out. And time for a look at how we got here, the playoff bracket in the AFC. In the game you're watching, not much to separate these two sides through 2 quarters, a 1-point game at the half. As we hand it back over to the commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Trophy awaits one of these teams, partner. Just a half to go as we're off in the 3rd quarter. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team tracking him down as he reaches the 35. So Coach Brian Schottenheimer sending his Cowboys offense back to the field. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. The line come the Cowboys. Good starting spot here, 1st and 10. Starting on the ground with Henderson. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Back now, pressure coming. Connects on the crosser. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st down from the 42.
Here we go.
They'll try the right side. Here's Henderson. He's forced out of bounds after a gain of about 4 there. 2nd down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he's going to be down to within a yard of that red zone as the stop is made. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
I just love that so much, Kate. Yeah, they trailed at the break, but that doesn't deter you from running the ball. And results like that will more than likely have them lean into the run game.
Hey, keep. Where's the hot?
On 1st down, they'll run. Bringing their full steam ahead, but he ran out of steam pretty quickly. No gain on that one.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Stroud from the pistol. Short pass brought in. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Seahawks sending out the dime look here ahead of this 3rd down. Shotgun handoff to Henderson. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Seahawks 7-yard line.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Now we'll see the medical team head out. The Seahawks have an injured player. He's in some obvious pain there. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Blitz coming first round. And that one's too far in front of them, so now they're facing fourth down. So for the third time tonight, they're going to bring him out for a field goal try. Pretty automatic look for him from the left. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that's going to give them the lead.
Okay, we know that every one of these NFL games, well, they can take a life of their own every single weekend. Some are high-flying with lots of points. Others, like this one, they're a grinder. And when you're in a low-scoring game, every one of these kicks is important.
And this is going to bounce out of the end zone, so they will set up shop at the 35. The Seahawks offense running out now. And as they get set, partner, gotta imagine they're bringing some urgency with them to the field this drive, too.
Yeah, I think you and I both know in calling these NFL games that sense of urgency can be replaced by full-blown panic in a hurry. So find a way to possess the ball and, more importantly, score some points.
The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. First and 10. Able to find Strange here. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Defense all over that throw. You could just smell it. They just smelled that football coming their way, and that's as good as an incompletion. And they're going to be in a good spot. Second down coming up.
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Finds him over the middle. Spinning into the clear. And he has it down near the red zone, just outside the 20.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
Finds him on the crossing route. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
A give to Tracy up the middle. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard. Now after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down. Quick throw completed by Mahomes. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
That's a gain of 3. Now third and 5.
About set. This is 3rd and 5. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. 3rd and short. Here's Mahomes. And he'll score. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks grab the lead on their first series of the half. Going after up and good from Boswell. And the Seahawks jump in front now by 5. Now Boswell on to send this away. McCole Hardman now on the return. Making some progress here. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. So Coach Brian Schottenheimer sending his Cowboys offense back to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. The Cowboys have it in great field position as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. This is Metcalf working that right side. And he'll get this up to his own 44. Juju Brents with a stop. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's Stroud. It's caught left side by Mitchell. And they make the tackle at the 38. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down. New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38.
A gain of 18 on the play. And the Cowboy 1st down.
1st down, Stroud. Buying some time right. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
He's really starting to just about exhaust every option and trick he's got at his disposal. That time, trying to test him outside the pocket, extend the play, there was just nowhere to go with it.
Here's Stroud again. Throw left side, complete. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. He'll get 16 yards on that play. And that'll be good for a Dallas 1st down.
That's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to get this down to the 9. That puts him in goal to go.
That result right there is why coaches all across all levels of football on defense talk about good, solid tackling, Kate. It's not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when you can bring a guy down, you're able to and keep them from piling on those yards.
And he is into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
And he's into the end zone. Successful play there. That makes the lead 3 points. Well, that right there, a very important 2-point conversion. Brock, their lead now up to 3. A field goal would only tie this one.
Yeah, the math was pretty easy on that one, right? You know what it does. It puts you up 3 and forces a field goal on the other side. But I'll tell you what else I like there, Kate. It's psychology. Puts a little seed of doubt on that other side. Maybe if you come into this moment later in the game, and certainly an injection of confidence for your offense that they can deliver in the clutch.
The Seahawk offense taking the field now. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air. So expect some tighter coverage this time around. And into the line, the Seahawks in a good spot as they prepare for this 1st and 10. Looking to throw Mahomes. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Rick Woolen with the INT. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away just as they did.
There's a 2nd and 6 coming up.
At the 40-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to get this to the opposing 41. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a Dallas 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Here we go.
They give inside to Chung. And he's got a chunk of yards as we've reached the end of 3. Just a quarter left before one of these teams punches its ticket to the Super Bowl. The Cowboys have it, hoping to close out a victory and advance another round. Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. Shotgun now, first round. That one's complete over the middle. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. The big play nets them 17 yards. And that'll be good for Dallas. First down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Dallas.
Working inside the red zone. Hauled in by Musgrave. And they're going to get to him after a gain of close to 5 as they send him out. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd down.
From the pistol, Smith. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down.
He's tackled at the 7-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the down. Back-to-back carries here. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much, but he got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a 1st and goal.
That's one as a running back in this league, you got to convert every time. Teams really don't care. If you're a Hall of Famer or an undrafted rookie, you can't get 1 yard for a first. They're going to start holding auditions for someone who can.
Here's Chubb. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. 3 yards on the gain. Now they just need 2 more on 2nd and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Look hot.
They go to him again. And he will not be denied a 2nd time. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys parlay the interception into points. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
The Cowboys all ready for the kickoff, and here we go once again. And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone, so we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35. The Seahawk offense ready to get going once again. This could be the decisive drive. Down 2 scores late. They've got to find some points to get it back within 1. The Seahawks in good field position to start this drive off as they head up to the line. 1st and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. Spins out of 1 stop. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give the quarterback a chance.
And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. Offense to the line fast.
It's a gain of 37. And the Seahawks, 1st down.
And they send their back in motion right. Throwing on 1st down, Mahomes. He's got him, that's Tracy. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. Offense up to the line fast.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Mahomes here from the gun on 3rd down. This connects with Higgins. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
That's good for the Seahawks. 1st down.
From the gun, it's Tracy. And he's going to have the Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks make it a four. And now for the point after, and crucially to bring things within a field goal. And he connects there, so now another kick from him. A field goal will tie this game in the fourth. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a three-point game now. Hardman with a return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Cowboys about set to take over. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to one score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
And off to Chubb to start the drive. And they'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. So they're 1st and 3. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Going to the ground again on 1st. And that's a key stop defensively, Brock. They'll need more of those as they trail by a score. Now Seattle going to call it 2nd timeout. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
At the 46-yard line.
Here we go. 18. What's up? Puppy. South. Hey, uno. Yeah.
From the gun, Stroud. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
What's up? Why, Tony.
Looking to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
I'll say, Kate, that defense looked even better, sharper on 3rd down than they did on 2nd. They played that one so tight there was no window to throw.
Look at them. They don't want to surrender the lead or possession. The offense staying out there on 4.
18. What's up?
Back to throw it. It's on target to Williams. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Now the Seahawks are going to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And this could be an issue the rest of the way with no way to stop this clock.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Short pass brought in. And he's taken down at the 30. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
12 more yards.
Stroud from the pistol. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Hey, I get it. If any of their pass catchers have what it takes to beat double coverage, it's him. The kids would say, he's him. That defense knew it. That's why they doubled him and knocked it away.
Still working from the 30 as they line this up. 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Let's go.
To the air yet again. It's Stroud. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Still 10 yards to get this 1st down as they come to the line.
Where's the hot?
He's back to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. A familiar sight in this contest, Brock. He's out there again for another field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 47-yarder. Kicked well, and this is good! So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Seattle. Cowboys leading by 6. The Cowboys all ready for the kickoff, and here we go once again. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
First and 10.
Now Seattle all set to go here on offense. They were able to say mission accomplished on their last series, finding that end zone, but the work, well, it starts all over again right now.
And you know this, Kate, from our years together of doing this. I'm a firm believer of call it till they stop it. It doesn't mean you have to innovate right away. Call the same plays until they stop them, because they proved last drive they couldn't.
And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
He gets this one to Strange. And he has it to the 23-yard line as he's brought down. Seahawks in their hurry-up offense. They need to get everyone to the line.
Seahawks, first down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Back to throw. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Andrew Makuba makes the play. There he goes on the right side. And this one may be out of reach now because the defense comes through with 6.
Gosh, I love that play on so many levels, Kate. Making the interception, already a terrific effort by everybody involved. But to put the cherry on top, to take it all the way back to the house, it required extra effort from everybody, and they get the job done.
Stroud now bringing his guys out for this two-point attempt.
The Cowboys will line
Right, they're going to throw for it. Has it at the 1. And he's into the end zone. That play adds a couple more to their lead. All right, partner, it's only one extra point on the scoreboard, but come on. If you're the team who just turned it over, how much worse is it seeing them add on 2 there instead of just the extra point?
Oh, it stings. I don't think there's any question about it, because not only do you not execute offensively, your defense doesn't do it either. So you kind of just smack them both right in the face, and yeah, that one hurts a little bit more.
A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Brooks now on the return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Seattle offense eager to get back on the field. And that last pick 6 might just be the nail in the coffin of their hopes in this one, Brock, as that lead now stretches to 2 possessions.
Well, we get to see now how these guys react to this kind of adversity. Do they shake it off and be aggressive? Because we know they've got to score and score quickly.
Mahomes trying to get after the pick. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Andrew Makuba makes the play.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
They're going to pass it here. Bails out of the pocket quick. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fade. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10.
First down.
Here we go.
First and 10 at the
Oh, Brock, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. That one's incomplete in the end zone.
As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone. And defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and leave teams for field goals, you got a great chance to win.
And this is going to fall incomplete. So they made a call for the end zone there, but nobody picked up on the other end. So now it's 3rd down.
incomplete.
Here we go.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. So they take their shot for the end zone, Brock, rather than focusing on that first down marker. And now they've got a decision to make.
Yeah, I think with that incompletion, they made the decision. You better send that field goal team on. They took their shot. They just couldn't finish it.
So this one will not get it done. They're going to turn this over on down.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Mahomes on 1st and 10. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. No better luck than the last play, Brock, as he just has to get rid of it. No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down.
3rd down and 10.
Now to throw. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And their final effort is going to hit the ground incomplete. But no reason not to throw it long there, as this game is over. So the Cowboys come in and take this one on the road. They are your NFC champions, Brock. What a mix of emotions out there right now, right? Happiness to have made it, and also remembering this isn't the ultimate prize. There's a far more important game still to come.
Yeah, and I think maybe they think about that tomorrow. Kind of like these baseball teams do such a great job, Kate, of celebrating every series win.
Yeah.
You're going to celebrate this, and these guys are going to enjoy the heck out of it with their families and friends, and then they'll wake up tomorrow, and they'll remember there's still a lot of work ahead for the biggest trophy of all.